What's up, guys? Game Nut here, and welcome back to some more Madden 17 Ultimate Team. And today for you guys, we are going to be getting ourselves a brand new wide receiver core. All three of our starting wide receivers, including our #1 tight end, are going to be replaced in this episode. All four of these positions, we are getting an entire new receiving offense, and we're going to have a completely new roster of deadly weapons to use for our quarterback. So, jumping straight into these upgrades and which players we're going to be bringing to this team. For the first position, this is going to be our slot receiver or wide receiver number 3. We have team hero Chris Conley, who is an 87 overall, and this guy is definitely a speedster. He's also playing pretty well in real life right now. 92 speed. He's definitely one of the more faster receivers in the game. 87 catching, 87 spec catch, 85 release, 90 catch in traffic. This guy is going to be a deadly slot wide receiver because of mostly that speed. And of course, he does have a milestone set like all the team heroes that we usually do, and it does add him with the deep threat chemistry. Moving forward, our number 2 wide receiver. This probably isn't too much of a surprise to any of you guys. I completed the Football Outsiders hero set from week number 11, which is going to give us a Steve Smith Sr. 91 overall. I mean, my man from my own team, I absolutely love this guy. It could potentially be his last year, which it really sucks to say, to see a guy like him, you know, wrap up his career, because I just want to continue to see him play and more and more and more. But I had to get my man Steve Smith on the team at some point, and his 91 overall Football Outsider card is definitely a good choice. So, finally, last but not least, our number 1 overall wide receiver is going to be another legend pickup. This is only our second legend pickup of the year. And as you guys are seeing, 92 overall Tim Brown. So all of our new wide receivers have been brought into our team. And if you ask me, I think we have a pretty deadly wide receiving core right now, and I cannot wait to use these guys. I mean, we have Chris Conley, who has the speed in the slot. We've got Tim Brown, who's just going to be the monster, going up, catching all of the deep passes. And then we have Steve Smith Sr., who's going to do all the dirty work. Like, I can't wait to use these guys. But last but not least, we did need ourselves another tight end. It is going to be a team hero, Jacob Tamme from the Atlanta Falcons. And do you guys see his stats? Like, 84 speed, 89 catching traffic, and spectacular catch. This dude is like a really good receiving tight end, besides the fact that he has some pretty solid speed at tight end as well. But continuing forward, if you guys have been paying close attention to all these pickups that we made, you might see something in common. And after I plugged in the last receiver, you might be seeing it now. We have the slot expert chemistry tier 2 all the way maxed out. So each of these 4 players we just brought into our team all had the slot expert chemistry. So we have an original 92 overall Tim Brown. With this slot expert chemistry, he is now bumped up to a 94 overall. Our 91 overall Steve Smith Sr. is now a 93 overall Steve Smith Sr. And then both Chris Conley and Jacob Tamme were originally 87s. They now are each 88 overalls, man. Like, originally, I wasn't too hot on these chemistries. Like, I didn't really care for them. But now that I understand what I can do with them and how, like, it benefits your team, like, I'm all about it. So, originally, I was getting Steve Smith for my team, and then I built the rest of those offensive weapons around him to get that slot expert chemistry. So, having all those upgraded players, I think it's going to be great. Now, moving forward, we are going to be having a new quarterback for the next few episodes. I finally completed myself the November Gauntlet. Like, I literally waited till, like, the last second of the month to complete that. So, Phillip Rivers Gauntlet version, he's going to be our quarterback for the next few episodes. And then we finally have Mutt Seasons back in Ultimate Team. So it's about time we get to kick off a new season.
Set for this Madden Ultimate Team matchup as we get a peek some of the stars in today's game. Well, will they be stars? Will you be a star? We'll find out. Let's play.
So what I was saying about Mutt Seasons is, like, I'm so glad that it's finally back, because I know that everybody missed it. I missed it as well, and it was just like, it's so much better to actually, you know, make it to the playoffs, go to the Super Bowl, and if you win it, see the celebration, whereas before, just in the normal, like, head-to-head games, it was like, oh, you won the max amount of games? Well, okay, here's a couple of rewards, now do it all over again. And there was nothing really to it. Seeing the Super Bowl celebration, like, it just has something to it. So I'm excited that we finally get to start over and finally begin our season in Ultimate Team. So, first drive out on offense. You guys see this new wide receiver core, 3 catches in a row. 1 to Tim Brown, 1 to Jacob Tamme, and then 1 right back to Tim Brown in the end zone to give us the 7-0 lead. And that was quite the acrobatic catch. And so far, these new wide receivers, I mean, they're definitely showing that they can do some deadly work for us. But on offense now for my opponent, 2nd and 3, Sammy Watkins is going to take this to the 12-yard line. This is why I don't run man coverage, because I feel every time I run man coverage, all of my defensive backs get burnt, and I let up a big play.
Gotcha, bitch.
Until, you know, on 1st and 10, Denzel Perryman comes up with the user pick, man. Like, in the beginning of the year, I remember telling you guys, like, I wanted to get better at my user picks. And, man, I feel I have gotten so unbelievably better with them. Like, every episode, I'm getting multiple user picks. I have gotten so good at doing those. It's ridiculous. And now it is Tim Brown. Yet again, remember I told you guys he was going to be the deep threat? He burns his defender for another easy touchdown. We have the lead 14-0. You guys see the time? It's late in the 2nd quarter. My opponent literally took almost an entire quarter of football to drive down the field to the 33-yard line. And on 4th and 11, he throws an incomplete pass. It is out of bounds. The game got paused, and I think you guys know what part comes next.
In that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
And an extra DB here for the Chiefs on 3rd down.
Pass situation.
Here's Red.
Gotcha, bitch.
Trying to get it to Red. It's intercepted. Xavier Rhodes with it. Charles Davis ready for this Madden Ultimate Team matchup as you get a peek at some of the big players in today's game, and you're a big player in today's game as well. Let's get the party started.
2 games down and 2 victories in the book to start off our new season in Ultimate Team. So we're going to go ahead and do one final game, get a 3rd one in, because those first 2 were definitely a little short. So we're kicking things off against the Pittsburgh Steelers. It was a short kickoff, and as you guys can see, I decided to let that one bounce. And I definitely got lucky on that one because it bounced out of bounds, which gave us great field position at the 40-yard line. But on 3rd and 8, even though we had that great field position, I couldn't really do anything on offense to open things up. And we had to punt the ball to my opponent. So not the best way that we could have started out this game on offense. Later on, my opponent is now on the offensive side. He does have Le'Veon Bell at running back, so this guy might be a Steelers fan. You know, he's got the Pittsburgh Steelers uniforms rocking. He's got Le'Veon Bell. I'm not sure, but on the 3rd and inches, he does pick it up. Next play, 1st and 10. He tries to throw it into triple coverage. I don't care who you have at receiver. Triple coverage is not going to work for you. You are lucky that was not intercepted. But next play on a 2nd and 10. The pressure gets to John Elway. Kevin Green comes up with the sack, the fumble, and Jay Howard scoops the ball right out of the middle of the air. I mean, it was ruled a fumble on the field. That could have been called an interception because the ball did not touch the ground, and Jay Howard took that right out of the air. But the events have changed very quickly. And on the next play on offense, oh, man, he was lucky that was not intercepted. I know you guys saw that. I was inches away from getting myself another user pick in this episode. Moving forward, it is now a 2nd and 5. Okay, Dez Bryant comes up with the catch. I'm not sure who that was defending, but he pretty much just let him get that reception right there. So he moves the change. Again, it is now another 1st down. I saw the wide receiver screen coming all day long, but I just couldn't get there in time. I got stuck up on a block. You guys remember a couple episodes back, I had an interception on a wide receiver screen. I almost had it yet again right there, but next play, 2nd and 4, Eric Weddle comes up with a huge hit. I believe that was Jeremy Shockey at tight end. Thankfully, Eric Weddle is able to force that as an incomplete pass. Next play, 3rd and 4. This time, Herman Moore does come up with the catch. Eric Weddle again with the tackle, but he couldn't make it an incomplete pass this time. Next play, it is now in the 2nd quarter. It is a 2nd and 6.
Gotcha, bitch.
And we have gotten ourselves another user pick in this episode. I knew it was coming. This guy was so close to throwing me one. I was finally able to bait him. His 2 wide receivers, they were like glitched out there. I don't really know what was happening. But, man, why do I always do this? Every single time I get an interception, I just try to force stupid plays. And I feel every time I get a pick, I literally throw it directly back at my opponent the very next play.
Gotcha, bitch.
And I feel almost every single time that happens, my defense is bailing me out again. Cam Chancellor comes up with the interception. Thank you, Cam. Like, I know I make some stupid mistakes on offense, and he was able to come up, grab the interception right back for me. So, back out on offense now. 2nd and 10 to Chris Conley. Another very dangerous pass. I'm not making the best reads right now. I'm not sure how that one came up to be a catch, but 3rd and 7s, I saw the offsides penalty happen, which means it's a free play. I got to take a shot at the end zone, and it doesn't even matter because Chris Conley was butt naked. There was nobody near that man. Easy touchdown. We are now up 14-0 on my opponent. So back out on offense for this guy. Another wide receiver screen. I saw it yet again, but I got caught up on another block. I really want to get one of those, man. I want to get another pick on a wide receiver screen. But back out, 1st and 10.
Gotcha, bitch.
That was just way too easy, man. I read that one all day. I saw he was trying to throw to his tight end, and I come up with another user pick with Denzel Perryman. As soon as I try to go ahead and call my next offensive play, yeah, this pops up on the screen. The connection to your peer has been lost. There it is, guys. 3 wins in this episode. And I know you're seeing right now in our current season, we have a 3-1 record. All right, let me explain. So that first loss, I know you guys didn't see it. I basically got matched up against a guy who had the best player literally at every position so far you could get in this game. It was super laggy. He had his mic on, so I heard an unbelievable amount of feedback from like his game, from my game, everything that was happening on his end. I just couldn't deal with it. So I'm not going to lie, I had to rage quit. I took an L. I really don't care. But 3-1 on the season. We're starting off pretty solid. And I think with this new wide receiver core that we have right now, things could only get better, and we are only going to continue to get more wins as we continue in our very first season here in Ultimate Team. But anyways, thank you guys all so much for watching. The support has been amazing lately. You guys are the absolute best. I will catch you all in the next one. Take it easy, guys. Peace out.